Hey legends, in this video I'm out with my dad chasing whiting surrounded by multi-million-dollar waterfront houses. So stay tuned for some tips, plenty of action and a few laughs along the way. Let's get straight into it. Will Kitching Fishing. Welcome to today's video. G'day guys, Will Kitching here. Welcome back to another video, and we are out chasing whiting again tonight. We actually started this afternoon and just thought we'd have another sort of quick session just for a few hours, not an all-nighter or anything like that, solely because it's still windy out in the estuaries and out in the open waters. So we're just hiding up, you know, behind land, up in the rivers and stuff like that, and up in the creeks, trying to chase some whiting. And yeah, we do get some bigger ones up here, which is also a bonus. So we're trying to catch some of those. You can see we've got the nice whippy rods here in the background. Dad's in the boat, of course. He's been doing well out his side. We've just finished the session, actually. We're about to head home, but we did all right. We got some decent fish. Missed a lot, but yeah, I'll explain that towards the end of the video. And I'll also give you some more in-depth tips. I've been giving you some tips in my last few whiting videos, but I'll give you some more in-depth ones. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment asking any questions, and share the video with your mates if you think it could help them. We're going to get back to the fishing. We got maybe one more cast in us before we head home, but we'll get straight into the action and stay tuned for those tips. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Well, we just had a big tangle, guys, and I said this will be when we get our first bite. And what do you know, we get our first bite while we're sorting out a big tangle. So there we go, guys. Not a huge one to start off, but that's definitely a solid whiting. Can't complain with that. Got it? Yep. Might be alright. Going under that one again.
Going again?
Yeah.
I don't think it's a whiting.
No. Oh well, we'll find out. Do you need me to lift any rods or?
No, coming back. It might be.
Yeah, it might just be a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
It's a big fish. Just here, there's a
Easy in.
big fish.
Yeah. Come on.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Bring it in. No, just lip hooked.
Is it? There's a good one, guys.
We'll hold that one up for sure. We weren't even sure if that was going to be a whiting. Dad got a trevally before, and that ran like crazy when it hit it again. So just a good whiting. Shows how hard they fight when they get up to that size. That's good. Alright, now after watching Dad catch that big whiting, which was actually 38.5 centimeters, and just how hard that fought around the boat, I just thought I'd jump in and give you a couple of quick tips about fighting the fish, but also about the gear that we're using for these bigger whiting. Now, people say that you can use really light line for whiting, which is true in certain situations, like 4 pound and 6 pound, but we like to use 8 pound usually, and that's mono line. Now there's a couple of reasons we like to do this. The first one being if you get bycatch like flathead with those raspy teeth, the 8-pound has a better chance of, you know, landing that fish when they shake their head and rub on the line. But even the whiting, the bigger whiting, have raspy mouths, and sometimes if they swallow the hook you have to check your leader after a few fish. Now secondly, you saw how hard it was to fight that whiting to the net, and that was on 8-pound line, especially in a little bit of current. I don't know about you, but I was pretty nervous that that hook was going to pull several times throughout that fight when it was near the boat. So if you had 6-pound, you'd obviously have to play it even more, which if you're fishing for sport, yes, that's fine, but even then you'll lose more fish. But we're fishing for a feed, so we don't want to be losing fish all the time and, you know, extending that fight. So the 8-pound is perfect. You obviously still have to let them run, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. But yeah, the 8-pound just gives you a little bit of extra insurance when those really big whiting are shaking their head and beating their tail. And the mono with the stretch is also really good for that. Now finally, as you saw, Dad had to really play that fish at the boat. You can't just yank them in because they do go really hard. You'd be surprised how hard a big whiting can pull. So you do have to play them, let them run if they want to go, otherwise you're going to pull the hooks or break the line. And you just want to ease them into the net. They're going to play up at the boat, but you just got to be patient and yeah, ease them head first into the net and scoop them up as you saw us do. So moving on, after Dad landed that fish, we finally started to get a few more bites. So whiting are 100% a schooling fish, and often when you start getting a couple, there's more in the area, and a school of fish must have come through in behind the boat. As you're about to see here, we started getting a few bites all at the same time. Yeah, I saw that too. Oh, have I missed that?
No,
oh no, I got it. Oh. Yeah. It's still going. Yeah. I'll get it in a second. That was me. It was for me. It's just
you got it. Yeah. You had it. You missed him.
No, I got it. Mine came off as I got it in the boat. Yeah, school that.
Yeah, little one. I'll take it.
3 in a row, guys. Jeez. Dad was dealing with 2 rods. There might be a school out the back of the boat. We just got 3 bites all at the same time, so we're going to get these off and get bait straight back into them. There you go, guys. That's the bigger one from that little flurry. Dad's weren't small, but they're just not as big as the other ones. But anyway, it's all right. Three in about a minute. Not bad at all. We'll keep going. Just as proof, guys, yes, we're using yabbies. A lot of people don't believe us. They think you can only use worms. Come on, catch him, Dad. Got it?
Yeah.
Take that any day of the week, everyone. Dad called that for not a big one, but it's all right. We'll get back out there.
Take that off for me.
Yeah. I will. You're the one catching them all, so here you go. Number 6, guys. They've only come on after dark. But anyway, another nice one.
No.
So throughout this night, we actually missed a lot of fish. You know, they were picking us off and we could not hook the buggers for a while there. So I think part of this reason was that there was a few smaller whiting around picking us off, but in general, this can happen sometimes where the fish become really finicky and they just don't feed as hard and it's really hard to hook them. Now, when they're in full-on feeding mode, they pretty much almost hook themselves, or they're at least easy for the angler to hook. But there's a few things you can do if they're sort of picking you off, you're missing bites, or they're not committing, to help you land more fish, even though it is really hard. Sometimes you just can't help it. So firstly, I think sometimes if your sinker is too heavy for the current that you're fishing, the whiting feel that, and when they start to bite, they feel the weight of the sinker and spook and just leave it alone and you miss them altogether, or you get half a bait back. So if you are missing a lot of fish, it might pay to just change a couple of your sinkers to a little bit smaller and just see if that works, but you still got to have your bait on the bottom. Now the other thing is, at certain parts of the tide, I think they bite harder than others, so if that's happening, all you can do is persist and hope that they start to commit. Now at this stage of the session, we waited for a fair while without a bite, but a school must have come through the back of the boat again, because suddenly we got a fair few bites all at the same time again.
Yeah, got it. I got one here. Like that. Oh, and you got a water. I got a big one. Hang on, because I went to the moon. I just cast that as well. Yeah, you got that. Every time the party boat goes past, guys, we've been getting stuffed around with bites. They're not taking it, and then two of them hit us at the same time and do take it. Oh, had the weight of him, I saw that. Bugger, they're being really weird, guys. So just quickly, guys, got to retie Dad's knot for him, but there's Dad's one. There's the one I got, that's a nice one. Can't go wrong with that. Got to retie his knot for him quickly. Got it? Yeah. At least it's something that you've hooked one. We're getting so many bites, guys, as I was saying, and they've just been playing with us, not fully committing. We need a net. Bigger than what we get out in the estuaries most of the time, but not as big as the other ones. Still good though. Finally good to get one on board after about, we've literally missed probably almost 15 bites that just haven't committed. Dropped fish, all sorts of stuff. Anyway, well done, Dad. Got him.
Oh yeah.
He hit it.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's going to be better the way he hit it. I'll take him.
Another one, guys, on Dad's side. I'm picking off the odd one, which is okay. We're just up here for a few hours, as we said, so any whiting's a good whiting for us tonight. Any whiting's a bonus. Still enjoyable, that's for sure. Now at this point we were right at the end of the tide, and since the boat was starting to swing around because the tide was changing, we were ready to pack up, but we thought we'd have one or two more casts and we could only fish with one rod each.
Got one.
At least it ate it. Not be a good one. Staying down like a whiting. Yeah, it's a whiting. That or that's alright. Well, Dad did end up catching a bonus fish before we head home. We're literally pretty much packed up. Dad's fishing with one rod.
We've got to have one more cast after that.
Yeah, I'm having one more cast. Dad does the prospecting for me and lets me know the fish are still there. So I'll have a cast again now. So pretty much what's happening at the moment, guys, it's between tides. So, you know, there's no current holding the boat straight. It's just sort of swinging on the anchor rope. So it's hard to just have our rods out and sit there and fish. So that's why we've got them in at the moment. So we only intended to fish until the end of the tide and then head home rather than bother with all this swinging around business. And, you know, we didn't want to stay out here too late. But while we're getting a few, we may as well have a few more casts anyway before we head off.
Another one?
You're kidding me. I'm having a cast out of there.
Yeah. Hit that too now.
That'd be right. Not a big one, but yeah, it's a whiting. As always, guys, we're bleeding these fish, and I'll show you at the cleaning table tomorrow just how white those fillets are. There won't even be one bit of blood on the cutting boards after filleting these. Of course, I have a cast, and that's it. Don't get another one. Alright, so we ended the night with 14 whiting, which isn't bad for a few hours. And as you can see here, they were pretty good size ones, so you can't complain with that. Obviously not a heap of fish, but when they're this size, you cannot complain whatsoever. So it was definitely a fun night. Here you can see what I was talking about with how clean those fillets are when you bleed them. So there's no blood whatsoever in any of the fillets. It makes a huge difference even with whiting. So we got all our fillets here. And the most important thing is to rinse them in salt water. So whether you have to take a bucket home with a lid on it, or if you're doing it at the boat ramp or whatever, that's what we're doing today. Just rinse it in salt water before you pat them dry and put them in the fridge or freezer. So that's what we're going to do now. Look how nice and white all those are. Just absolutely amazing. Yeah, really important. Don't put fresh water on them, whatever you do. Alright, that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed and taken something away from it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Leave a comment and a like, it really helps me, and share it with your mates. Until next time, tight lines and happy fishing.